I'll tell you a sad story. I've been working with a lot of schools in the last 16 years of my career.
How do you actually manage to take up the exam? So I was completely able to relate when you were telling the psychological satisfaction.
Most of the people in India are victims of psychological satisfaction. That's a very, very sad thing.
Most of the people have the ability to visualize.
But 95% of the people will not be able to visualize it.
Even now we have one-on-one learning tuitions, individualized tuitions as well.
95% of the students learn the real things only from tuitions. It is not the problem of the school.
I have a trauma. Okay, I don't want to go to quizzes because I don't know the answer.
Imagine, I'm talking about a chocolate that was started in Britain, probably in the 1800s, maybe hundreds of years back, or 1900s early. It was very popular. The company that launched it was called Roundtree. Roundtree was a chocolate brand that they started. Okay. And the idea of getting, in Second World War, this chocolate was very popular.
Okay, Kit Kat.
So
have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Welcome to Teach Talks India. Many voices, one vision. I am your host, Risha Sheikh, Dean of Academic Affairs at the Teachers Training Institute of India. As a neurocoach, I fuel the mission of TTAI to bridge the gap between how we teach and how the human brain actually learns. This podcast is the pulse of that transformation. Today, we are diving deep into the psychology of high performance and the evolution of strategic thinking. Our guest is a man who operates at the pinnacle of competitive excellence, Arjun Shankar. He is a senior IAS mentor, the founder of IAS Factor, and a distinguished author. Not just that, for over a decade, Arjun has shaped public thinking through his columns in the Deccan Chronicle and the Asian Age. And as a seasoned quiz master, he has mastered the art of sparking curiosity and precision in the human brain. His work, specifically his book, From Cattles to Battles, is a masterclass in understanding the Indian strategic mind. Through his cult and evolved methodologies, Arjun has moved beyond traditional coaching to create a blueprint for the cognitive endurance, helping thousands of aspirants navigate the most challenging examination in the nation, IAS. He is an educator, a strategist, and a true catalyst for the future of Indian pedagogy. Arjun, welcome to Teach Talks India.
My pleasure.
So Arjun, I have shared a glimpse of your journey over here from a UPSC mentor to a quiz master for over a decade. But is there something that we haven't picturized in this bio that I've told, wherein you feel like something essential that the people should know so that they will understand who Arjun Shankar truly is?
I think you have summed up everything, possibly a lot of things to be summed up together. But over the years, I've also learned that, each and every year we acquire a lot of new things. So all these things that you have just said about me are all my passions, which I've cultivated over the years. So out of all this that you have said, I totally relate myself as a good mentor and educator, because that is how I would like to picturize myself. And rest of everything that you have mentioned is all passions that I've chased or cultivated over the years of time. For example, instance, you said IA is mentor. So I was also an aspirant one time. Like you said, it's the biggest, toughest examination in the nation. I would rebrand it as the toughest examination in the world because the success percentage of civil service examination to become an IAS, IPS is very low. It's minuscule, but still lakhs of people work on this. So as an aspirant, we were once an aspirant. I was also an aspirant back in 2007. So slowly, I did not make it to the examination at that time. So I really felt that there was something very essential in the examination that you need to clear. It's not content. It applies to not only civil services. You need to know the right demand of whatever you're preparing for. That is the key in not only in the examination, anything that you want to go in.
True.
When you look at it outside, you feel that you have to prepare, you have to learn. You take anything, it's very similar. But everything in the world that you work for has got a demand. If you do not understand the demand and work for the demand and tune yourself to the demand, no matter how much effort you take, you will not come into that. That was my mistake. We prepared a lot, but we did not tune into the demand during my preparation days. So as a mentor now, I am able to guide the students or guide the disciples to look at the larger picture and tune yourself to that demand. This is one important educative narrative that I'm putting forward. Maybe everything has got a demand. You need to picturize it.
Yes, that whatever you have spoken right now is actually true to its core, Arjun. So, one thing that I wanted to ask to begin with this journey that we are going to start now, I just wanted to pick on to what you have already spoken, tuning into the demand or tuning into the understanding that what is actually in demand. And you already know that the people or the students who are coming for this IAS mentoring and whatever it is, they have got high scores or they might be really excellent in academics, right? But at the same time, we can see that many people are literally struggling to find out their professional, the professional space. They are not able to crack the examinations, or maybe they are unable to achieve what is that they have in their mind. So the question is, will you be able to tell us that why there is a gap between this academic excellence and the professional employability in a country like India?
That's a very, very good question. Maybe a good question to start off this podcast. I'll actually break it this way. I'll take the example of civil services because that is what we deal mostly the students with. And civil services and IAS, IPS aspirants have a aura in the society that they are preparing for something bigger. So they are definitely more intelligent. So what happens is, you have, say, I'll give you an example. Let's take an illustration. Imagine that there are 3 students who are coming to me. One of them is an IIT graduate, one of them is an IIM guy, and the other is a gold medalist from a university, a recognized university. And another guy, the 4th guy, who's a normal person who has come out from a normal college, from a normal locality.
Like me?
Okay, maybe you can turn it that way. You don't have the big IIT all degree, so but still, you're good. When these 4 people compete, the general perception, this is actually a myth too. It may not be right too, but the general myth is that we believe that the IIT, IIM, or the gold medalist are most likely to succeed. But when you take the examination called civil services, which is one of the most toughest examination, you can see the most average students have succeeded in this examination. It doesn't mean that I'm not saying that IIT graduates do not clear. When you look at the larger picture, look at the larger volume of the numbers, you'll see that they are mostly average people who who take extraordinary efforts. And coming back to your question, why there is a difference between academic excellence, there comes the same thing I will have to repeat again. It's called the demand.
True.
Because everything, if you do not work for what in demand for the examination or whatever it is, no matter how intelligent you have, you're not going to succeed. I'll give you an example. Imagine, I usually tell my students the preparation is like a radio frequency. The radio frequency in the sense, imagine 92.7 is the frequency. Even if you tune to 92.8, distortions will happen, it will blare. You'll not be able to hear it smoothly or seamlessly. So 92.7 has to be tuned. Likewise, every preparation, every exam, everything that you want has got a frequency. First of all, as an aspirant of anything, you should be ready to know and decode yourself first. Are you in tune with the demand of whatever you're preparing? How much gaps do you have? You have to fill in that. But most of the students in India who prepare for any examination are moved by psychological satisfaction. Because this is what we have learned over the time. Psychological satisfaction is you study for 8 hours. When you study for 8 hours, you actually push yourself and you have a feeling that, yes, I am studying for 8 hours. And you travel a lot. You come through your bus. You take a bus for 3 hours. You walk. You take another train. You come for studying. So in your mind, you are a great hard worker. And from childhood, we have been taught from various stories that parishram ka phal meetha hota hai.
True.
But when you come to the reality of life, hard work will not succeed. Hard work will only give you psychological satisfaction. So what matters is the quality of what you do. Don't study for 8 hours. If you study for 3 hours, if you can reap out the maximum value out of it, then you're doing a great thing. Because I see every year thousands of students who complain that I've taken a lot of effort. My parents have taken a lot of effort. You know how much hours I've spent to reach here. But when you look at the quality of what they have done, they only speak about quantum. And parishram ka phal hamesha meetha nahi hota. The hard work is not always sweet. So this is my humble suggestion and the answer to what you have asked too.
True. So I think I had a question that is connected to what you have spoken, the psychological satisfaction of a student.
I hope you also agree on the line.
True, true. I was thinking about myself because when I was preparing for my exams, even in my graduation and all, I used to study only for like 1 or 2 hours. And my friends used to ask me, how could you manage this? Because you need to actually, you're supposed to learn every day, right? So you're not doing that only like just before the examination, you're opening the books, you are reading the main question answers. How do you actually manage to take up the exam? So I was completely able to relate when you were telling the psychological satisfaction.
Most of the people in India are victims of psychological satisfaction. That's a very, very sad thing.
Speaking about the psychological satisfaction actually reminded me of something. The way that we are learning, because in my childhood also I used to sit and learn for very minimal hours, but at the same time I could see one of my neighbor, she used to study all the time, and we had a very pathetic habit of comparing the children with
Our
the
system
neighbors.
has this problem.
Yes,
of
everybody,
comparing.
they, even our parents, maybe out of the love, but they used to do this. So my question was about the habit that everybody during their childhood, at least many of them go through that is the habit of rote learning. Like literally you mug up the things and you try to reproduce that in the examination. So I just wanted to ask this from you as a mentor. When the students come to you for the training or the coaching, what kind of challenge have you faced when it comes to the rote learning?
Why it happens is every generation has been imparting this. I was actually told by my father, who did his studies in the 1960s, early 70s. So there was a time when he used to tell me the students used to look at the professors. The professors were really awesome. The professors was great because they were treasure trove of information. But the key question is, are we now looking forward for the professors? Things have changed. I'm not generalizing. I'm not saying that the professors are bad. The previous generation was good. No. Every generation, in my opinion, the formula of success has to be changed. You have to change. You have to break the formulas of success. From a parental perspective, their ultimate thing is they want their kid to be successful.
That's what.
So the only known formula is the formula that they have learned over the years, or maybe inherited from their parents, their forefathers. So that formula is the problem. Now it's time to change the formula. And when you look at the formula, it's a very conventional formula. You want your kid to succeed in life. But look at the way the world really works. Is your kid ready for the world? That is the unfortunate part. I'm not blaming the school system. The school system also functions that way because school has a pressure. They have to maintain their standards. They have to keep up the results. So they will have to boast about the results that they have. I'll tell you a sad story. I've been working with a lot of schools in the last 16 years of my career. I have created a lot of creative cells in many schools also across India. And none of them are working forward. It is not a problem. So it is not about the vision of the school. They start the program, they start the thing, everything with a great ambition. When the club or the similar thing or the activity runs for 3-4 months, the support from the teacher withdraws. Because then it's back to square one. Exams, quarterly exams, mark, syllabus completion, pressure from the students. So the club sinks or the activity club sinks. It's not a generalized thing, but I'm sure people who are watching this can relate this thing if you're from an institution. So they have started clubs, activities just for the sake of doing this. How many percentage of the clubs which have been started are still continuing in full action?
That's a question.
So that is a key question. So even if we promote greater thinking, at one point of time, the rote learning system will actually eventually catch it.
So according to you, what do you think, where should actually we start then?
We should actually start out for qualitative outcomes. Schools are trying a lot of things. They have also trying to change the scenario. But one point of time, the parents and teachers should also be aware that the kid that we are training in the school, is he job ready? Forget about the job. Is he world ready? See, we're all part of institution. Just imagine a company is going to hire a person. A company is going to hire a person. Does his 10th standard mark or 12th standard mark really counts? No. Nobody's
Actually,
going
no.
to even ask you whether you are a topper in your school. But this gives you a better platform to get a higher degree. Definitely, yes. You can get into a great college and get a great job. But I'm asking, the people who get into the bigger institution are just a small percentage of people. So don't you think the vast number of demography, the great youthful people, they don't deserve great life or great jobs?
Of course they do.
Only the IIT or the IIM people deserve. They get IIT, they get IIMs, they are placed in big MNCs, they get hefty, huge packages. But what about the 98% of the common people who are our India's workforce also?
To actually take even a small step starting from tomorrow to make a small change, be it small, because we always say, like, start small, but make sure that you start with something. So, to shift our focus from this safe answers or the thing that we have learned through rote learning to the bold solutions or the opinions where you can freely express yourselves. So, what is that small step that we can take?
This was a great question because it's the right time to ask this question. That is why I have also started a new platform.
Wow.
I would like to announce it here also. I've created a platform called, you said you introduced me as the director and mentor of IAS Factor. I've created a new platform called Gallop.
Gallop.
It has a logo of a turtle. So normally you hear the word gallop with horses, galloping horses.
Yeah, galloping horses.
But turtle never gallops.
No.
But turtle is always steady. That's why we put the point of Gallop. Gallop is a platform for children. We have got an app which is coming, and we have created a new book called an Acto book.
Okay.
It's for the children. It's for the school children. It is completely activity based, where I want you to think. There is a section called. So the first question, answering to your question, this was a supplementary information that I gave. Answering to your question, number thing is you have to devote few every day or maybe a week, certain amount of time deliberately for this until it become organic.
True.
Because it doesn't become organic because that is not in our formula. Anything that is not in your formula is external, it's an alien thing.
True, and we resist.
We resist. So we have to deliberately put some time until it becomes organic. And even parents, and I don't think school has that time, because I'm not blaming the schools also, because school has got a traditional system. It has to follow that system. Breaking away that system, it will definitely take some, it needs real guts to do that also. And
Yes.
it will happen eventually. But there are good schools who are taking this effort. So I believe it should start from home. So what we do is devote certain time where you are given tasks to think, because I strongly believe students don't get that demand. Students write for examination because there is a demand to write.
Yes.
Students read because there is a need to read, because only you read you get marks.
True.
So students always act per the demand. So create a demand. Say in our Gallop, in our activity book, which I'll definitely present you today also.
Sure.
I've got a copy with me.
Wow, that's
I'll
great.
give you that activity book at the end.
Yeah.
So one of the tasks, it has got few tasks. Say imagine there is a issue happening called Greenland. America is trying to buy Greenland.
Okay.
They're trying to buy the whole country, and that is in the news. So our task for the students is identify where Greenland is. The one big reason, one big problem that I've learned even from children and even the grown-up people is they know a lot of things, but they do not know the basics of it. Think and you'll relate. You talk about Greenland. We know about Greenland, Trump. But the moment we ask, where is Greenland? Nobody knows. Is it in the Arctic or in the Antarctic? We have no idea.
No idea. To be honest.
To be honest, that is the problem of our learning. It is not only confined to civil services, it is confined to everywhere. We know about a lot of things, but we do not know the basics of all this thing. So the first task of the students is to locate where is Greenland, one of the biggest islands. Where exactly is that? Where do you see penguins? Do you see penguins in Greenland? No, in the Arctic or Antarctic. Locate where all this thing about. And it's a small task. Research. Now we are in the time of AI. Even a kid can enter into ChatGPT and say, what is the Greenland issue? Tell me in simple terms.
True.
ChatGPT will tell in their level. And write down 3 important aspects why America is wanting Greenland. So you have to research and you have to come down to the activity book and you have to write it.
Okay, so this is for what age group of kids?
This is for school students. Right from 6th standard, you can start working.
6th standard. Actually, I was thinking for my daughter. Okay, she's just 6-year-old.
You have, because I'm too early for it, because I started piloting this with this. Eventually, I want to get into that space too. You know why I created this book is it has got a lot of activities. Coming back to your question to how we can actually, you have to find time. Parents will have to find time. Schools will have to find time for activities like this. School is a great opportunity. We are doing a lot of programs in different schools. So I'm glad that a lot of schools are associated with our platform. So we do conduct a lot of clubs where all the activities that we do are entirely for this thing. So that is why in our sessions in economy period, we teach them in the extra activity how money is printed. There is poverty in the country. So why can't we print a lot of money and solve the poverty?
I have actually thought about that when I was a child.
So there is a reason
Like,
how RBI cannot print the money like this. So there is a particular reasons. So my idea was to create a system where we squeeze out some time for this extra thinking, give them different activities, give them a pulse, give them a taste of what is outside. You teach them about printing currency, automatically by default, they are having small interest in economics.
Yes.
They start thinking about it. This is one reason why we don't like maths too. Because it's a old formula.
True. So what happens is it's comparatively easy for them to relate with it rather than giving them an atlas book or something and telling them to do it or just go through it.
It should be with a purpose.
Yeah, if you give it to them as an activity where they need to find out something. Just this example, I was thinking.
I grade about Greenland.
Yes. So I think that is going to be really helpful for the students.
See, Risha, this idea was always there. Even maybe in your childhood, my childhood, everything, this idea was there. But the idea was not executed well.
True.
What I suggest is an extension of the older idea with a purpose. And let me also bring you my concept, which I've been working on. I call it as a Chocolato principle.
Okay.
This is once my presentation in various platforms. My learning teaching methodology was Chocolato principle, which I've created because I strongly believe teachers also have to evolve. Because the chocolate is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
We know chocolate is important. As teachers also, chocolate is important. But as teachers, we should be making the wrapper attractive.
True.
You go with your chocolate, the children in your age are not interested in this. They see you as a very disgusting, frustrating person, not able to understand their feelings. Keep the chocolate the same, give the wrapper which they relate, get them into the chocolate field, then they'll start eating your chocolate. This is what I believe. And this works really well. Teachers have to change.
True. They need to get trained in many ways also.
They train because you're dealing with a child maybe of 6th standard or 7th standard. I do a lot of teacher training also, and unfortunately, I've been doing teacher training for the past 10-15 years. Just imagine how the student is visualizing the teacher now. This is what I said when we started off, what my father said. In olden time, we used to look at the professors, they were the great treasure trove of information. So teachers need to change. Teachers need to change, they need to talk in a language that appeals them, that connects with those students. Have the chocolate. The chocolate is, empower them. Create a wrapper that attracts them, they will come to us. This is what I've been doing, and I've been very successful in this.
That's why we are on it. And since you have spoken about this part, about the teachers, so you said that the teachers need to change. But
with no offense, okay, I don't mean
No. That's true that we all need to change if it is for good.
This is a positive thing.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, how can we bring in a change in them? Because you also spoke about this experience where you were trying to speak to teachers of 20.
One strong thing I strongly suggest is teaching. It's a frank podcast. I'd love to say out things on record, very frankly, because there are a lot of teachers. Because as a teacher who prepares or teaches students for civil services, the amount of updations that we should have, especially in an examination, which is dominated by current affairs. We have to read it every now and then. But how many teachers do you think are really updated in schools and colleges? It's a lot of people are working on, especially people who teach conventional subjects. They feel that you don't have to get updated because you teach the same story every year. So the first of all, you need to change that outlook. You teach the subject, but be aware about the latest things. Connect the latest things into the story of the past. Maybe for an example, when you teach history, what is there to update in history? Stories are always stories. When you have a modern story, say imagine a modern story happened, even a violence against women, dowry related problem happens, you can relate that back to Rajaram Mohan Roy also. So whatever you teach, make sure that you understand the present scenario very well, apply it to the subject. This happens more in the art subject. So what I'm trying, the wrapper should be to understand the present. Teacher should take an effort to decode what is happening around us, draw inspiration, draw parallels, and how to connect it to the students.
True.
They'll be more happy to listen to that too.
Yes, since you have spoken about this, and I have seen in your videos also where you were into the gamification part of teaching, right? So, would you be able to tell us how that visualization or how the gamification part actually helps a child to learn something very interestingly that maybe a 500-page textbook by mere reading he won't be able to understand that much, but through gamification or through visualization, just like as you said, how much efficient that pattern, or will you be able to tell us a little bit more about
because
that?
I've in the past so many years I've been creating a lot of edutainment videos.
Yeah.
So it was a great effort to create that. It's not easy because as a one person you cannot change it. You need a lot of people, like-minded educationists, to come together, shoot it, edit it, animate it, and bring together. Why we did this was, I'm a great believer of visualization, and I myself as a teacher, I have always been on a learning path to make my class more visually better, even in your offline sessions too. I make sure that I create a lot of visual beauty so that it's a psychological connect. Whatever you draw, I draw a lot on the board. Even for economics or history or any subject that I draw a lot, because I strongly believe visuals ultimately gives you a lot of concepts. As a child, when I was a child, I had the disability of visualizing things because I was a good representation, a good example in a class, maybe a sample size. Say, imagine there are 100 students in a class. Automatically, by default, 5 people or 10 people are basically great learners. Their learning skills, their cognitive abilities might be very higher. But 95% of the people will not be able to visualize it. I had that disability. Once I started solving this problem, what I did was, when I was so small, when I was a child, I didn't get many help. I didn't get help. I was a very bad student initially. So it was very tough to break out that shell and reach to a point. So it took a lot of time. So what I did, I was not able to visualize things. When you read a book, when you read science, when you read any subject, in order to understand it, you need to visualize it, right? You need to visualize it, store it. I was not able to do that. Then I started to draw. I took another book. Whatever I learned, I started drawing it. India is a country with a lot of people. I started making India, a lot of people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly, I started understanding it. So this visual that I drew in paper started to come in my mind slowly.
Okay.
So then I understood there are a lot of people like me who are cut off from the reality. No matter how many times a teacher will tell you, you will not be able to understand it. I'm sure, I don't know whether you have related.
No, I had a question connected to this because you were speaking about the visualization part from a neurocoaching perspective, because that's what I do. And we do have visualizations in different kind of process. Not just that, it's giving, sometimes it gives amazing results when you go through the visualization. So what we see, how we see it is like, most of the people have the ability to visualize. So when you said about this, I was thinking the other part of it, and I was just getting confused whether the children, especially at that age, are they actually finding it difficult to visualize, or if they are finding it difficult to visualize, as a teacher, how we can help them. So that's what I was thinking about.
Because coming to your question, adding a small point too, because in life, I strongly believe, you gave me a very good example. You honestly admitted that you didn't know Greenland. You know about Greenland, but you don't know where. In life, whatever profession you do, having clarity is very important in everything. And you check out the people who are very successful in life. They may not be great educationists people. They might have even been a dropouts. But in their job, whatever they do, they have an absolute command over the clarity. They know it in and out. So whatever you learn, we should be enabling the students to learn that concept clearly.
Clarity. True.
I mean, concept clarity has become a cliched word, but still, I would say that whatever you learn, whether you learn about Greenland, we heard about a continent, what is that? At least learn something about it so that there is a completion in that. For that, visualization is very helpful. And now, it was not like the older times. Now you have YouTube, now you have AI. All you need is just an effort. I'm sure a lot of people will have my problem who will find it difficult to visualize. But to understand a concept, even for maths, knowing why you have to learn this, by visualizing this, why it is important, that visual image in your mind will actually, a lot of people had photographic memory. It is even that Swami Vivekananda had a photographic memory. He could read books in a flash of seconds. Like robots, it's a memory. You can see the pages in your mind. It's a spiritual point of time where you can make it happen. Likewise, now you have so many techniques. You have videos. Now it is very freely available. YouTube is there, AI is there. Just you have to do is make an effort. If you're stuck in a concept, just try visualizing it. And if you try visualizing that concept, maybe you will understand retain that visual for a longer time.
Yes, speaking about this, something came to my mind. Even when I was a child, when I was learning the history, I think. So somebody was telling me to do the visualization. Other than parents, not parents, other than the teachers, is there anyone else who is able to help us to do that? Because I really don't know from that perspective of a child at that time when I was not able to visualize, I didn't know to which person should I go for a help?
That is a problem because there are only few good teachers who are able to do that also. That is out of an organic thing. Imagine, you said a child. Have you ever thought about this reality? A child who goes to the school, we pay them for their schooling. The same child is pushed into tuitions too. That's a very paradoxical thing we pay huge fees for the students to learn in the school. So what is the school doing?
Even now we have one-on-one learning tuitions, individualized tuitions as well.
So it is not a criticism actually, but it is time for us to think what is wrong. It's not criticizing the school or parents, but this is a reality, right?
True.
95% of the students go for tuitions. And 95% of the students learn the real things only from tuitions. Am I right or wrong? You can relate. Most of the people do that. 5% of the people learn it in class and come. It's basically because people are different. Students are different. Students need different time to learn. It's a heterogeneous group.
And very recently, just because you spoke about this, I've come across an ad where they are providing tuitions based on the timing, which is suitable for the child. So we have commercialized that as well.
Commercialized. But the fact is, it is not the problem of the school. Because it's actually in a tight schedule. The school is a tight thing. Not everybody can learn the concepts in that time frame. Certain people, because children are different. And unfortunately, in our system, we do not appreciate that. We normalize and generalize that.
True.
I was a student who was left out. I know the trauma of that. Even in math class, there are children who just understand the concept when the teacher puts in the board, they understand it. And look at me, the representative of a lot of thousands and lakhs of students. In 1 or 2 or 3 times, I'm not able to understand, I'm not able to visualize it, I've not got the connect. The moment I understand it, then it's so easy.
True.
But school doesn't have the time for it. Unfortunately, that's a reality. Tuitions, as you said, commercialized thing, have started this. But now I should say a lot of people have started to go for one-on-one.
Yeah.
Where teachers are slowly, good teachers are also coming up who understand the value of visualization. They break down the concepts to them maybe n number of times until they get the right connect.
Yes.
It's actually a fit like this. You actually try a lot, but finally when you get the lock,
yes,
then you're in. I don't know how much time a student will take. Maybe as parents, we should actually appreciate that time too. As parents, parents should understand what is the lock-in time of a student.
I would like to add one more sentence to that. It's also about, it's not just about the result, it's about the process as well. So, as parents, we need to have that courage or the willingness to appreciate the child for the process that he's going through.
Why parents are hesitant? Because everybody wants instant results.
Yeah.
What we are talking will actually be a tangible product maybe years after. But you're living with the kid. You want appreciations. Appreciation, unfortunately, only comes through marks and performances in your life. Maybe the parents' thinking yardstick should also be changed.
True.
If your child is actively thinking, if your child is actively solving a problem, the real world problem, appreciate him.
I can understand that because I do it with my child. But unfortunately, I myself could see many children who are in really pathetic situation because they are not able to fetch great marks.
That's why I'm telling. Parents should change, appreciate everything. First of all, create a ecosystem of activities. Whatever they do, appreciate it. Opinion making. I've asked this question to a lot of open group with children. Especially, I've asked this question to girls. Does anybody in your home really ask you about opinions? Maybe while consulting, you're a kid, but still, has somebody ever asked you about your opinion? You're going to a place. What is your opinion? There are a lot of people who said, yes, my parents are now asking me my opinion, even though I'm small. So opinion making, all this thing, decision making, empowerment starts from the childhood age. That is a learning parent should have. So if you look at the marks, if you look at the tangible things, then you will have to be disappointed because whatever we are creating, the ecosystem, the ultimate value is going to come at a later date.
True.
When the child really becomes a value enabler. Until that, it's not a tangible thing because you don't evaluate it.
Yes. So in this context, I just wanted to know one more thing from you because you are a person who always help the child to learn beyond the books, right? But at the same time, you are a quiz master also. That is another side of it. When you say the gamification part, it's more about learning with fun, understanding things. And when it comes to the quiz pattern, it's more about knowing the answers. So for any normal person who may look at you, they feel like, why? It's kind of little contradictory, right?
No, because you have misunderstood the definition of quiz. That has become a traditional way because that's why. Because nowadays our quizzing pattern is not about binary answers. What was the capital of Delhi? What is the capital of Egypt? No, it has changed. Our quizzes that we do, even my columns in Deccan Chronicle, I've been writing for the past 10 years. I have a single column every week. So what I've been writing also, it's all trivia based. It's all story. It has become story.
Okay. So will you be able to explain to us how the quiz
I can actually give you an example. We had in Trivandrum, we have launched a school quiz club too. Day before yesterday, we have launched it. Wow. And we have a pilot session. We have got few children turning up because, that's a small movement. So I can give an example. Say, imagine, I'm talking about...
Don't ask me any questions.
No, I'm not asking questions. It's for the people to understand.
Yeah.
Each and every quizified thing, I believe, should make them think. Because you don't have to know the answer to answer this question. That's the beauty of that.
Wow.
That is where you enable the children to think between the lines and imagine and arrive at an answer.
Okay.
So even you can also answer this question. I'm sure the most interesting stuff is all the answers is very simple.
Okay.
The way you frame it is different. Imagine, I'm talking about a chocolate that was started in Britain, probably in the 1800s, maybe hundreds of years back, or 1900s early, it was very popular. The company that launched it was called Roundtree. Roundtree was a chocolate brand that they started. Okay. And the idea of getting, in Second World War, this chocolate was very popular.
Okay.
And the biggest idea about this chocolate is, they believe they don't waste any part of the chocolate. Even though when they're making, some of the symmetry is broken, they take that piece, crush it again and put it back to the chocolate.
Okay.
So they don't waste this chocolate. I'll give you another clues. In Japan, there are 300 varieties of this chocolate.
Oh God.
And even sushi chocolate with the sushi shape is also the chocolate is coming. But in India, a huge advertisement, a catchword changed this chocolate's popularity in India.
Is it?
That it's a very popular chocolate that you eat.
Because I don't eat that much of chocolate still.
Maybe it's you just think of the chocolates. I've given you a lot of chocolates were used in the world. So unknowingly, your mind is fed with a lot of information. You have taken it unknowingly. Otherwise, reading all this, you will not take all
No,
this
it won't
information.
happen.
Now it is actually in
Now
Japanese. You have a lot of things inside this. It's a very popular thing. A famous chocolate that we all eat. A famous catch line.
oh my God.
The chocolates tagline became so popular. How many chocolates can you think of now?
No, I don't know. First, this thing came to my mind, but it
Yes,
is.
speak out. Give me 2-3 answers. This is how it works.
Is it?
You don't know the answer because
No,
but
no,
still,
because
but
this is one chocolate that I ate. Okay.
You're thinking about the chocolate is not wasted. And the clue is even the broken wafers, they have actually crushed it and they use back it in the chocolate again. That is a clue.
Is it?
So you look at the British chocolate, chocolate that the wafers is actually broken down. You use that wafer back into the chocolate.
It's coming into mind as picture, but I don't
Yes.
know what chocolate it is. Okay.
Arrive it, just shoot. Now what you have to do is think about the chocolate. I've said the answer is very simple. That is the beauty of quizzing. The answer is everywhere. Think about the chocolate that comes to your mind.
No, first came to my mind was 5-star.
Good
Then
guess.
came
Not
to
the
my
answer.
mind was Dairy Milk. Then I thought about
Dairy Milk is also a very popular brand, not the answer. Dairy Milk was a good guess.
No. Then came to my mind was Toblerone. I don't know why it came.
It's the name of a mountain. But Cadbury, connect it. Why do you think, do you know the tagline of Cadbury?
No.
I said this chocolate has the biggest tagline in India. A very popular tagline which everybody uses. This is how you connect the clues.
Oh God.
That is the beauty of quizzing. I think I'm also changing the quizzing style also because a lot of people like you have thought quizzing as a paradox. No,
True,
this is
true.
how you like. You said 5-star, no. Toblerone, think.
What other chocolates are there? I don't eat chocolates that much. Milky Bar? No, that's also.
When you think about the caption. Think about all the clues also. No
Caption.
wastage, no caption. The answer was Kit Kat. Have a break.
Oh, I was thinking about that breaking picture, but I'm not able to recollect what is that.
That is why I gave you
Have a
clue.
break.
I gave you a clue. It is wafer. All the
Oh,
crust,
wafer.
all the chocolate wafers that don't go in a proper pattern.
Kit Kat is something I love, okay? but I haven't
So the
eaten
answer is Kit Kat.
for last 3 to 4 years. Okay, Kit Kat.
So
have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
So in
Wow.
one important go, you understood that it has got over 100 years of history.
Yeah.
Japanese, you have 300 varieties of Kit Kats.
No, but what happened inside my mind, I'll just tell you that. I was not able to recollect any particular name of the chocolate, but whatever you said, no, that information got into my mind. And I was
This
like,
is the
okay,
beauty of-
whatever broken, they have put it back and they have made again. And they have very catchy caption, okay? And it was sold during the... So all that
See, there are a
information,
lot of
no?
captions, but I don't think Have a Break Kit Kat was the most popular among all chocolates in India. There are
During the Second World War, that information which you said, no, I'm hearing it for the first time ever in my life.
And even initially they had, there was a shortage for milk. So that is why they started replacing milk with cocoa chocolate.
Okay.
So there is a history for everything, even the color of the chocolate. So in quizzes, we paint this picture. And the student who listened to this, now I think you're also excited about the next question. So this is the excitement they carry for the quiz. So even my columns, even the shows that I do, we put quizzes like this.
I have to say that you have literally broken the myth that I had in my mind about quiz.
Now I
Because
hope you know it is not a paradox, it is
I
just
have a trauma. Okay, I don't want to go to quizzes because I don't know the answer. So at the beginning, it's about told, no?
if you come to my quizzes or if you come to our club, you will understand that you will be able to answer all the questions.
Oh, wow.
Because,
No, because it becomes really
I teach
interesting.
them to pick out clues because I strongly believe in life, even in exams, there is always a clue everywhere. And it is only, the clue is for someone who looks at it, who knows to look at it. In your question, I gave you tagline, I gave you the wafer part. Maybe you did not think much on the wafer
Not
part.
here, I was not giving that much attention to it.
That's it.
Then you said wafer, I was thinking about white wafer. So Kit Kat didn't come to my mind.
Exactly, this is how you place it. You put the points, old chocolate, World War II doesn't connect, I don't know. But no wastage. Wafer, even the crushed wafer is put back.
Wafer, very honestly.
Wafer and a tagline. Then you put in 5-star, doesn't fit in, no wafer.
No.
You could have cut out 5-star. 5-star will
No,
never
because
put in.
I didn't give attention to wafer. That's what I was about to say that.
That's it. Everything, that is my philosophy. for children and whoever is
That was
preparing for
amazing.
examination.
Okay, I really
Wherever
loved
you
it.
go, there is a clue everywhere. The clue is open to anyone who looks at it, observes very patiently. You can crack out.
Amazing. Superb. Okay.
Thank you so much.